North Carolina's history is a storied one. Stories of courage.
Abraham Galloway was recruited by Union generals who gets involved in clandestine activities.
You don't know how much history you really are making.
Stories of freedom.
He participated in the Revolutionary War.
Stories of great talent and creativity. We're sharing the state's rich African American history.
It really is a story that in many ways is the quintessential American story.
Justice Patricia Timmons-Goodson, An American Story.
I am Patricia Timmons-Goodson, the first African American woman to serve on the Supreme Court of North Carolina. I have to confess that I never saw that in my life, in my future.
Justice Patricia Timmons-Goodson's unexpected road to making history began with her upbringing in a military family.
My parents, Edward and Beulah Timmons, my father was an Army sergeant and my mother a homemaker. After my birth in 1954 in Florence, South Carolina, my father received military orders for Germany. And there we remained for approximately 3 years. My father was airborne, so we returned to the United States and was stationed in Fort Bragg, home of the 82nd Airborne. As the product of a military family, there was discipline, there was order, there was love, and my parents always valued education. They were impressed with the educational opportunities, the higher educational opportunities here in North Carolina. So they made the decision to settle our family here. I graduated from Pine Forest High School, left Fayetteville for UNC Chapel Hill in 1972, received my undergraduate degree there, and remained for law school. I did not make the decision to go to law school for any lofty reason. I decided early on that I wanted to be that lawyer that folks came to when they had a problem that they could not solve.
Timmons-Goodson returned to Fayetteville after law school and worked in the Cumberland County District Attorney's Office.
I learned a number of lessons. Don't allow yourself to be bullied. Don't let anyone push you, force you to change your mind. Success was not getting a conviction. Success was seeing that justice is done.
With 2.5 years of experience, she became staff attorney for Lumbee River Legal Services. Her plans were to become a trial lawyer, but fate opened new doors when the North Carolina legislature created the 6th District Judgeship in Cumberland County, and folks close to the young attorney suggested she take an uncharted route.
That often others will see in you qualities that you do not recognize in yourself. I accepted an appointment to the district court.
At the age of 29, she was sworn in as the first African American to serve on the district court in the 12th Judicial District.
After being appointed and sworn in, and so it's the first day, I have to confess that I was scared to death. I'd been entrusted with this tremendous responsibility. Eleanor Roosevelt, she said, you must do the thing that you think that you cannot do. My later-to-be husband told me on that day, you have the education, you have the training, what more do you, go on out here and go to work. And so I did.
Eventually taking the bench on the highest court in the state. She was the 4th woman on the North Carolina Supreme Court. And with Justice Sarah Parker serving, it marked the first time 2 women served together. Justice Henry Fry had come before her as the first African-American Supreme Court justice for the state and served as Chief Justice. When Justice Timmons-Goodson joined, she was the only African-American on the court.
Personally, it meant that my father and the thousands of other African-American soldiers that served in our military, many of them on foreign shores, and many of them in war, and many giving or paying the ultimate sacrifice, it meant that their work had not been in vain, serving this nation so that their children would have greater opportunities.
2 years after retiring from the state court, she received an appointment from President Barack Obama to serve on the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights.
The civil rights issues that we long thought had been resolved are resurfacing, and we're having to fight many of those same battles. I'm encouraged to see that we have young people, younger folks that are coming into this struggle and this fight, and that gives me hope, and I'm optimistic.